Hey everyone, it's Shihan Jeremiah here. I am seeing that I accidentally started this Facebook Live with my personal account rather than the Saber Martial Arts page, but you should still be able to view it and everything. I hope everyone's doing good today. I hope you all have had a great day. Let's stretch out really quickly while I'm giving you a few announcements. Go ahead and take one arm, put it across your chest, and while I'm also waiting for a few people to join in. Let's see. Awesome. Glad to have all of you in here. Jessica, Adam, Stacy, good to have you in today's class. So we're stretching one arm. I hope you all have had a very good week. We're going to be going through a lot of important things today, as well as I'm just going to talk about some of the things we're going through in Black Belt Boot Camp. All right, stretching out on one arm. One thing I wanted to mention, I talked about it a little bit last week, but I wanted to go through it with you more in depth what I was talking about. It's just kind of how our training is going to go. And you can just follow along the stretches that I'm doing. I'm probably not going to say switch, go to the next stretch. Firstly, of course, let's just talk about the black belt test. I talked about it last week, but I'll talk about it more in depth. The black belt test, what we're thinking is probably going to be near the end of June. Now, that is not set in stone. It is not like we have that date set yet because, of course, everything is still in the air. I don't know when we're going to come back. Hopefully, it would be great if we could come back sooner, but more than likely, it'll be probably in June. Now, what this does is, firstly, it gives you a few more months of training than you would already get because of course, it's not going to be the same level of training, meaning we're not able to have an hour-long in-person boot camp class to where we can work with partners, but you're still able to get a few more months of training. So that's why we're probably going to do it in June. Now, I know it is a few weeks, it'll probably be at least 3 weeks or 4 weeks later after we come back, because we still want to give you at least another month of conditioning. It's not like you're just going to come back and then we're going to drop you right into a black belt test a week and a half, 2 weeks later. So it just depends. Again, we don't have that date yet. Another thing, just as far as what we're going through in our boot camp classes, I'm still waiting for a few more people to join and then we'll get right into class, of course, I mentioned this, I talked about this while I was teaching boot camp in March, when we were still doing in-person classes, and now it's actually even more important. One thing I talked about the strike sets and how we were going to be testing on all of those in the April belt test, because we have focused a lot on it, or at least we were going to do a lot more self-defense in the first and the second test, and the final exam, it was going to be all of the self-defense, and then and then we were going to train the strike sets as well. Now, the reason we're doing a lot of the strike sets rather than, and we're still going to do the self-defense, but we can't train, for those of us at home who don't have partners, we can't really train the self-defense as much as we would like to be able to because we don't have partners, for those of us who don't have partners. So what is one thing that and we're still going to go through that in the air, and you can train it at home if you do have a partner, but what is one thing all of us can train and work on and really hone our skills in for this final black belt test in June or July, whenever it is we can work on the strike sets. So that's why I'm also focusing more on it, and plus you also get, it's April now, you'll get about 2 months of training these strike sets, so you should be more than prepared and ready for our test coming up whenever we're able to come back. Now, if we open up sooner, then I'm more than happy to switch that around, but that's just why we're focusing a little bit more on the strike sets in these boot camp classes. If you do have, hey Joshua, good to have you here, man. If you do have any more questions about that, feel free to message me or comments or anything like that. But with that being said, I'm ready to begin. We're going to do a little bit of a warm-up. We're going to get started. Last week I talked about how we're going to go through just some of the combos, but we're going to start training southpaw just a little bit to get you more versatile in your training. So last week we went through all the combos on one side. Now we're going to do a few drills with it just to get your blood flowing before we get right into the curriculum. I decided I brought the speaker out because I'm going to be doing this with you. So if I'm doing this with you and I'm getting a sweat in, then I'm going to have music in the background. I hope you don't mind that. All right, so we're going to get into our stance with our right foot forward now. All that's going to happen is I'm going to call out a combo, and you have to do the corresponding combo. We're going to do this first round for 30 seconds. After the first 30 seconds, I'm going to say go, and I want you to do freestyle shadow boxing for another 30 seconds. So it's 30 seconds of me calling out the combos, and then 30 seconds of shadow boxing. All right, and your guard stance, let's go ahead and try this out. Ready, 3, 2, 1, and begin. 3, remember we're in southpaw. 4, 6, 5, 1, 4, 5, 2, 3, 1, 5. All right, and freestyle shadow boxing. So from right here, just throwing out just some hand techniques and some kicks, moving around. And this is just freestyle for you. Make sure you're breathing. And 5 seconds left. And time. Okay, moving on to round 2. Same thing, I'm going to call out a combo, but after the combo, I want you to launch out a right 180. Now listen guys, since I'm doing this with you, you better be doing this with me. Or since I'm doing this also, you better be doing this with me. Don't let me be the only one sweating. So we're going to do round 2. It's going to be another minute round. We're going to go through these combos again in southpaw. After each combo, we're going to launch out, I'm sorry, not a right 180, a left 180. Left leg, back leg, 180. All right, so get in your guard stance. After that, another 30 seconds of shadow boxing. All right, guard stance, 3, 2, 1, and go. 3, 1, 4, 6, 2, 5. Oh, almost forgot my 180. And 3. And shadow boxing, go. Keeping that right foot in front, kind of moving around a little bit, imagining you're sparring someone. And 10 seconds left. After these 10 seconds, I want us to do 20 seconds of squats. And time. All right, let's do squats for 20 seconds. Ready, and go. Make sure it's good form. After this, I want us to do 20 seconds of lunges. I'm going to use up all the time today, so probably about 25-minute class, maybe longer. All right, and lunges, go. Keep those hands up by your head. Still going to give you a little bit of a workout. Keep your cardio going. Of course, you can't do full conditioning because we're not in a class, but I do want to keep your conditioning up. All right, and time. Okay, let's go ahead and, you know what? I feel good. So let's do one more round. One more 1 minute round. We're going to do same thing, southpaw, except now we're going to do double combos. So when I say a number, if I say 3, you do 3 2 times, and then at the end, y'all are going to love me for this. Don't worry, I'm doing it with you. You're going to do a burpee. So you're going to do a double combo, and then 1 burpee. Yeah, you're missing boot camp class right now. We're not able to be in it all together, so this is what we're going to do. 1 minute round. At the end of it, we're going to do another 30 seconds of shadow boxing. All right, let's get started. Double combos to 1 burpee, stand back up, and 3, 2, 1, and go. 3, back up. 2. 4. 6. 5. And shadow boxing. Make sure you control your breathing. You don't want to pant. Stay in your southpaw, don't switch up. And time. All right. Now that last round, that worked me out a little bit. I'm a little sweaty now. All right, team, we're gonna go through our strike set now. I'm gonna give you 20 seconds to breathe, because I need it as well. By the way, with these strike sets, I will type them out and I'll send it to you, or I'll put it in the group. I'm not giving you all of them at once, and I'm doing that for a reason. Like I mentioned, we're going to be able to train all these strike sets for essentially an extra 2 months if we're testing at the end of June. So, I don't want to give you all of it at once. We're doing it 2 per week. Last week we did strike sets 1 and 2. This week we're going to do strike sets 3 and 4. Next week we're going to do strike sets 5 and 6. Then once you have a good foundation of all of those, then I'll send out videos or something. But don't worry, you'll get all of them. We'll get them trained. But I don't want to give you all of it right away. I want to give it to you in bite-sized pieces per se. Okay. I'm about ready to move forward, and like I said, I'll comment it as well inside of the inside of our group chat, or not our group chat, our Facebook group. So, strike set 3. If you remember, strike set 3 is in our knife defense rotation. So a lot of these techniques that we'll go through is actually to prepare us for knife defense. A lot of these have knife defenses inside of it, or a lot of these techniques in strike set 3. So we want to make sure that we're good with it and that we feel comfortable with it. So I'm going to start facing away from you, but you'll still be able to see. It starts off section 1. You do a left scooping motion with your elbow. Now this would be to block a front kick, but also this could be a last minute defense to block a straight stab with a knife. It's not preferred, but it is just extra defense. So I do a left scooping block. Then I follow up, right cross, left, cross, hook, uppercut with your right hand, and then hook. So again, left scooping elbow, follow up, cross, hook, uppercut, hook. I'll do it facing towards you, mirrored. So I do a scooping elbow with my left elbow, then I follow up, cross, hook, uppercut, hook. One more time. Scooping elbow, follow up, cross, hook, uppercut, hook. Very simple. That's section 1. Section 2. And by the way, while we're going through this, if you need me to slow down or if you need me to re-explain something, please comment and let me know just so that I can go back and review it. Section 2. So cross hook, uppercut, hook. You step out, right 180, come back in. You're going to do a left block with your left hand, and this would be a 360 defense block. So if someone's coming in hook punch, or trying to do a slashing motion. I do a left 360 defense block. I follow a cross, then I do what's called a gallop hook. My right foot touches my left foot. I gallop forward, hook punch, and I follow cross. So it's a relatively easier strike set in the sense it's shorter. So let's do it again. Section 1, scoop, cross, hook, uppercut, hook. Section 2, I step my left foot out, right 180, come back, left block, and then follow up, right cross, gallop hook with that left hand, then follow up right cross with the right hand, and then it ends with a back leg front kick. Front kick slash push kick, it could be either one. So one more time. How am I doing on time? All right, plenty of time. Okay. So from right here, I'll do it again facing away from you, then I do it facing towards you. Left scooping block, follow cross, hook, uppercut, hook. I step out, right 180. Then I block with my left hand. I do a cross with my right hand. Back foot touches my left foot. Gallop, follow hook punch, right cross to a right leg front leg. I'll do it again, facing towards you. So with my elbow, left elbow does that scooping motion, cross, hook, uppercut, hook. I step out, right 180. I come back in, I do my block, cross, gallop, hook, cross to a back leg. Let's see. Let's make that officially a push kick at the end. If we're keeping it in mind of knife defense, with knife defense, at least with it depends on the situation, but when we teach it to people who are just learning knife defense for the first time, the goal is to get them away from us so that we can get out of there. We don't necessarily go through, I mean, we have gone through it, but we don't like to go through a lot of takeaways when you first learn it. Now, after a few months of you learning it, then we'll go through takeaways. But that first time, you just want to learn how to get out of there, so we'll make that last kick a push kick, because in knife defense, that would create more distance for us. All right, last time, I do a scooping motion. Cross, hook, uppercut, hook. I step out, right 180. I come back in. I do my block with my left hand, cross, gallop, hook, cross, back leg, push kick. All right, one last time, and then we'll go on to strike set 4. I do it a little bit faster. Scooping block, cross, hook, uppercut, hook. I step out, right 180. Come back in, block, cross, gallop, hook, cross, and then back leg push kick. All right, if you need to, like I said, afterwards, cross after the 180. When we do it, when we do that, what I read, I don't believe there's a cross after the 180. I'll have to go back, but from what I remember, I watched it just before this. The reason is you do that right 180 and then immediately someone's coming in trying to attack you with that hook punch. So then you do that block, that 360 defense block. What you might be thinking is there was a time where we did the block and the cross at the same time, but that we found if you do this and then try to do the gallop hook motion, it's a really awkward movement. So we decided to break it down just a little bit to block, then cross, gallop hook. So that might be what you're thinking, but no, after the right 180, it goes right into that block and then cross. Okay, and like I said, after this, I will type it out in our group. Okay, moving on to strike set 4. Strike set 4 is all about head movement. We learned this 2 rotations ago, so you should be fairly familiar with it. So let's go through it. Starting off in our guard stance, I'll start off facing away from you with my back towards you. Jab, cross, slip to the right. Follow up, cross, hook, slip to the left. Let's just go along through those 4 moves. There we go. Awesome. All right. Jab, cross, slip, cross, hook, slip. One more time. Jab, cross, slip, cross, hook, slip. And remember the slips, you're not trying to duck your head way out of the way. Slip is essentially like you're doing when you do your reverse punch, you're moving that shoulder, it's the same exact motion. You're not trying to do a big motion. If you think about it, I have a knife right here. Let's say that this is someone's hand. If they are aiming here, then I just need to get here. I don't need to move my head way out. Now, if it's a knife, might want to get a little bit farther away. But if this is a fist, to dodge the punch, I just need to come here. I don't need to get way out of the way. So in the same exact thing, when I do that slip, I'm just turning that back foot like I do a cross, and I'm just moving my head out of the way. So again, jab, cross, slip. Cross, hook, slip. All right, let's move on to more. Okay. Jab, cross, slip, cross, hook, slip, left, body hook, head hook, cross. And that is section 1. I'll do it facing towards you. Jab, cross, slip, cross, hook, slip. Body hook, head hook, cross. One more time. Jab, cross, slip, cross, hook, slip. Body hook, head hook, cross. Excuse me. Okay. I'll talk you through it. So it's a jab, cross, slip, cross, hook, slip, body hook, head hook, cross. Okay. Let's go ahead and go into section 2. Jab, cross, slip, cross, hook, slip. You're going to follow up, body hook, head hook, cross. Then I bob and weave to the right, bob and weave to the left, follow up, left hook, right cross, then you follow up, Superman punch. So it's bob and weave to the right, bob and weave to the left, hook, cross, Superman punch. Now, I know some of you are already going to ask, so Superman punch, just for review. Here's how I like to teach it. First, pick up your right knee, jump, and kick this foot back. First thing, don't worry about your hands. Hands, you just leave them down. I pick this knee up, I jump, kick that foot back. Make sure I'm good on time. I'll go through this for like 1 more minute. I pick that knee up, jump, and I kick. Now, with the hands, I bring those hands up, I bring my knee up, I jump, kick, and then I just throw a cross with my right hand forward. So again, jab, cross, slip, cross, hook, slip, body hook, head hook, cross. Then section 2, bob and weave to the right, bob and weave to the left, hook, cross. I pick that knee up and Superman punch. That is strike set 4. It's relatively more recent to y'all, so I'm not going to go through it as much right now. But don't worry, we will review it in the future, and I'll type it out for you afterwards. Okay, last thing we're going to go through. Today I'm just going to go through all the basic chokes with you in the air. Now, of course, I'm not going to go through choke against a wall right now because, one, I don't have a wall near me, but also it's a little bit more difficult just without a partner. We will go through it, but not today. I'm going to go through the more basic ones. Now, we have, of course, the static variation and the pushing variations. So let's go ahead, go through the front. Now, let's, for right now, leave out any combatives, meaning after I did my pluck or strike, you would go into the clinch or you would disengage. Let's just keep those separate right now because, of course, if we don't have a partner, we can't train that. Now, if you do have a partner and you're going back and forth with them, feel free to do that. But right now, I just want to focus mainly on the defense, and then we can do the rest. We can add on the combatives another time. So from right here, choke from the front, static. I pluck and follow up kick. If they're too close, it will be a knee strike. Let's go through it. Let's do 1 to 3. Ready? 1, 2, 3. All right, choke from the front with a push. Hey, Robbie, good to have you in here today. I hope you and Rocky, or Timothy, I hope you both are doing well. All right, from right here, choke from the front with a push. I step my foot out of the channel. Remember, I don't want to stay in the channel. I step my foot out, I bring the hand up, elbow comes down, follow hammer fist, punch. Let's do 3 of those. Ready? 1, 2, 3. All right, that's choke from the front with the push. Choke from the side. static. There is a pushing variation. Some of you might not know, have learned it. I'll teach it to you briefly. It's not super difficult. From right here, static, I pluck, strike, rechamber, then elbow strike. Again, not including the disengagement or the engagement. So ready, and 1, 2, 3. Same thing on the other side. 3, 2, 1. All right. Pushing. Very similar motion as the one. Actually, let's go through chokes from behind, and then I'll show you the pushing from the side. All right, from right here, from behind. As you're doing static, you're trying to pull you in. The condensed one, take your hands, you step back, pluck, follow a palm strike, elbow strike. Again, right here, hands come up, I step back, pluck, elbow strike. And I'm not stepping back into the person, I'm stepping out to like a 45. Again, one more time, pluck, palm strike, elbow strike. Now if it's a push, I step forward and I'm stepping out of the channel, hand comes up, I turn, follow up, hammer fist punch. Again, get a little bit closer, I step forward, hand comes up, turn, and notice how I'm a little bit off the center because I don't want to be in their channel, hammer fist punch. One more time, I push, hand comes up, I step, turn, hammer fist, and I follow up with my punch. Choke from the side with a push. From right here, one thing, I'm sorry, I'm just thinking there's a few different ways to do it. If someone's pushing, I'm again stepping out of the channel, I'm going to take my hand, bring it around, just like choke from behind with a push. I'm stepping out of the channel, bring that hand up, I'm pulling that down, and you'll have to imagine if you're with a partner, pulling it down, and then you could do a diagonal hammer fist follow-up punch. Again, someone's pushing, this foot goes out of the channel, hand comes up, pull that elbow down, hammer fist, and then punch. One last time. Let's see. Okay. I step, hand comes up, turn, hammer fist, punch. And then, of course, same thing on the other side. Okay, I am just about out of time. I've taken up like the whole 30-minute slot. If you have any questions, feel free to comment it afterwards or let me know. I hope you all enjoyed today's class. And we are going to make sure that we keep your conditioning up and everything. We're going to do, of course, I don't want to spend the entire class doing conditioning because, of course, there's other curriculum that we do need to work on. But I do want to make sure that, of course, a big part of the black belt test is conditioning. I know many of you, even when I did my black belt test, I'm worried about that. Am I going to be able to last the entire thing? So we're going to keep that up as much as we can. But of course, we also want to give you that portion that is self-defense and everything. And then in the normal classes also, we're going to start amping up the conditioning as well. We're going to start amping up, what we do in the beginning, getting it more interactive. Listen, myself and Shihan Devin is, if he's doing, because he's going to be, of course, he teaches your classes, he's going to have to do all these exercises with you. If he has to do this 2 days, like class to class, back to back, these exercises, you got to do it with him. Don't be sitting on the couch, be like, yeah, Shihan Devin, he's doing great right now. I'm definitely not doing those burpees. Now listen, stay consistent with your training. Make sure you're doing it with them or do it with me when we do this. I don't want to be the only one doing burpees. If I'm making you do burpees, I'm going to do it with you. And hey, when we do normal classes here, normally if I'm teaching or Shihan Devin's teaching, we'll tell you what to do, we'll encourage you, but we wouldn't necessarily be doing it with you. Now, we feel your pain. We get to suffer with you. I know many of you love that. You're like, yeah, now you know how it feels. So make sure, just keep up your training. And I hope all of you have a great weekend. If you have any questions, shoot me an email, give us a call. And all right, team, you are dismissed. Thanks for listening. Be together. Hands up and bow. All right, nice job today.